to Richmond. My name is Lynn Molston, and I serve as, thank you. My name is Lynn Molston, and I serve as chair of the No Fairfax Casino Coalition. We represent over 50,000 voters in Fairfax County. We represent everyone in Fairfax County, not a specific district. And we are opposed to this upcoming bill, SB 982, because it will damage the neighborhoods and it will only enrich the wealthy developers and the casino interests such as Wynn. It is my pleasure to be here. We are so grateful for our supporters and our elected officials that are here behind me. So with that, one of our staunchest supporters is our Senator Jennifer Boysko, and I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I am Senator Jennifer Boysko, and I'm honored to represent Virginia's 38th district. And that is comprised of McLean, Great Falls, Wolf Trap, Reston, Herndon, parts of unincorporated communities in Falls Church and Vienna, and a small piece of Tysons Corner. I oppose SB 982. And I want to just go over some facts with you first. It is without question that the Silver Line Corridor is the engine for the strongest economic development in the Commonwealth. CNBC has rated Virginia for the 6th time as the best state for business, and the highest number of Class A office buildings are in the Silver Line Corridor in Tysons. In Fairfax County alone, the GDP is currently $144 billion, up 5.3% since 2022. And along the Silver Line Corridor, carefully planned with community input, transit-oriented development has been created with decades of community involvement. The real estate market in Fairfax County, it is in the Silver Line Corridor that it is most vibrant and thriving in the entire county. And I would note that in the Fairfax County Comprehensive Plan, it allows for an entertainment district, and we have one at Capital One, we have one at Wolf Trap, but it does not include or suggest that we need to have a casino in it. Fairfax County government has never asked for the authority to hold a casino. Each other casino proposals in Virginia, and I served on the gaming commission for 4 years, the gaming subcommittee for 4 years. Every other casino proposal in Virginia that has gone through the General Assembly has been a collaborative effort. It has strongly been supported by the leaders who support it. They have worked on it with the developer from day one. They brought the proposal to us in the General Assembly and asked us for permission to have a referendum. That is not the case here at all. In fact, this bill, because it is so specifically written to one specific area in Tysons Corner, ties the hands of the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors, and it infringes upon their land use authority. To be clear, this ties the hands of the county, it ties the hands of the community, and it takes away the ability for us to determine if this is the right place and best economic development use of this land. My colleagues, Senator Salim, and members of the House of Delegates, Delegate Shin, Delegate Keys-Gamarra, Delegate Sullivan, and Delegate Seavolt, the mayors of Herndon and Vienna, who all represent this region, along with 106 homeowners associations and civic associations comprising approximately 50,000 residents, have expressed opposition to this bill and argue that Northern Fairfax County is not an appropriate place to hold a casino. If we are to look at the JLARC study on page 152, it specifically addresses substitution effects from spending at casinos, and it notes, evidence on the impact of casinos on state spending and employment is limited. There is little conclusive evidence on the relationship of new casinos and reduced spending on other local goods and services by residents, but there is little evidence that new casinos substantially improve state-level economic growth. Estimates of the number of jobs overstates the number of jobs filled by current Virginia residents who are unemployed, because many jobs will be filled by individuals moving to Virginia or commuting from other states. In other words, even this JLARC study admits that the stated potential economic benefit projections may be overly rosy. In contrast, an economic brief from the Federal Reserve Bank of Richmond pointed out that casino job gains from casino development are typically limited to those in low-density areas that lack nearby casinos. And that's not the case here at all. It's also worth noting on page 148 of the JLARC report, it makes clear that while the report includes structured interviews with economic developers and officials from each of the 5 localities that were located in the former bill SB 1126, Bristol, Danville, Norfolk, Portsmouth, and Richmond, no interviews were in Fairfax County. Despite the strong opposition to this, some of my colleagues who do not live anywhere near the location and who are not willing to host a casino in their neighborhoods or districts are proposing to place an entertainment district, and I say that with quotes, with a casino along the Silver Line corridor in northern Fairfax County. And everybody has seen this before. Shiny brochures promising massive local and state revenues, high quality jobs, and delighted residents that don't pan out. But the developer makes a killing on the deal. The surrounding community and localities and the Commonwealth are left holding the bag. The developer has made claims that bringing a casino will bring 5,000 union jobs, and I am a union supporter in every aspect. I've supported our labor brothers and sisters in my 10 years as an elected official numerous times. I would say to them, with this proposal, there are no guarantees. The developer who is proposing this project recently pulled out of a commitment in the town of Herndon despite having also signed an MOU that was established in 2017. And as recent as this past August, they met with the town and reported that everything was on track and everything was good to start the redevelopment. But then after the election, they pulled the plug and said, nope, we're backing out of the deal. Additionally, on this project, the developer doesn't have the authority to make this guarantee to the potential workers. We have seen this happen in other negotiations, and those negotiations did not end up including labor protections. So I say buyer beware. I will stand with you on any other issue, but this is not something that you're guaranteed to get what you want. The developer has also made some eye-popping political contributions, over $1 million so far and counting. And there are lobbyists up and down the hallways of the General Assembly, and I'll just tell you that the arm twisting has begun in full force to build political support. Meanwhile, we are a all-volunteer organization. The developer has promised major economic revenues, and my supervisor, Jimmy Bierman, will walk you through the analysis that is more likely to occur. Thank you, Delegate Shin, for coming. The developers promised new police location, yet in Fairfax County, we still don't have enough officers to serve the current capacity and population and meet the needs that are already there today. The human services costs that are generated by problem gambling and the ensuing challenges attributed to gambling continue to be a concern that have not been analyzed in Fairfax County. And despite the fact that elected leaders, community groups, and residents have clearly voiced opposition to placing a casino in Fairfax County, specifically here in Fairfax County now for the 3rd time, this bill has been shrouded as an entertainment development and filed. And it's carried by a member who lives 45 minutes from the region, and as I mentioned, says it's not appropriate to put it in his location. So let me reiterate, I've not spoken to any constituents who want this project, who do not have a financial stake in this project. Instead, 11,000 residents have signed a petition opposing it. My town halls have been packed with hundreds of residents speaking out in opposition. I am stopped at the grocery store, I'm stopped at events. There has been an occurrence where I went to the doctor for a sick visit, and the first 5 minutes he spent telling me how upset he was and how inappropriate it would be for us to have a casino in our region, before I finally had to say, "Hi, I'm sick, can we talk about my health problem?" This is happening with people who don't typically engage with us on politics. This is the moms and the dads, the business owners, the parents, the people who have concerns about this. And you know what? Another thing that has happened is that the national security experts have gotten involved. We have a letter from 109 former national security experts who are talking about, because Northern Fairfax is the home of some agencies that have 3 letters. This puts the employees who work for them with national security clearances, who have very secret information, in a vulnerable space. And they are urging us not to put a casino in that region. So I just want to say some of the names of the organizations who are in opposition: Amberwood HOA, Clark Crossing Home HOA, Deep Glen Estates HOA, Evermay Community Association, Fairfax Federation of Citizen Associations, Franklin Area Citizens Association, Great Falls Citizens Association, the home of our governor, the Greater Tysons Citizens Association, Greater Tysons Green Civic Association, Lemon Road Civic Association, Manners at Wolf Trap HOA, Mason District Council, Mayfair of McLean Association, McLean Citizens Association, home of our former governor, McLean County Estates HOA, McLean Hamlet Community Association, McLean Hunt Estates Civic Association, Northeast Vienna Citizens Association, One Park Crest Condominium Unit Owners Association, the Reserve Homeowners Association, Reston Citizens Association, the Rotunda, Shouse Village Community Association, Sully District Council of Civic Associations, the Townhomes of Western Village Owners Incorporated, the Town of Vienna, the Mayor of Herndon, the Tysons Trace Homeowners Association, and Western Fairfax County Citizens Association. We have representatives here who are going to speak, who represent this area at the county and at the state level. My good friend and colleague who lives in the district exactly where this is intended to be placed, Senator Saddam Salim, is here to provide further comments, and I thank you for your time.
Good afternoon. Thank you, everyone. I am Senator Saddam Salim. I represent Senate District 37th, which encompasses cities of Fairfax, Falls Church, Central Fairfax, the town of Vienna, and of course, Oakton. And the proposed site for the casino or an entertainment district, as the bill's title will say, is in my district, right across where the dealerships are. And I agree with everything that Senator Boysko has said and why we're opposing this, but I want to take a different approach and sort of share some personal thoughts on this as well. Is that many of you saw me campaigning, you all heard about my story, how I got here, but it was that same Pimmet community that took me in. It was that same Tysons community that said I can go walk less than a mile or take a bus, spend my Saturdays at the mall. And some of those things not only resonate with me, but a lot of my colleagues up here, where they have made this area their home. And like many of you, you have families, you have kids who have grown up and they're coming back to raise their families in the same neighborhood that they grew up in. And we're saying we're gonna go ahead and put a casino within miles away from that. If you look at the radius, within a 5-mile radius, there's churches, synagogues, and mosques, and schools. And last time I checked, a lot of those places were opposing casinos, specifically gambling. So I think the notion that we talk about family values, we talk about making communities safe, we talk about the idea that we want our jurisdictions to be family friendly, where you can raise your families, your kids, and give them the best life that they deserve. I was given that with that community, and that is one of the personal reasons why I cannot support this, and will continue to stay with you And the other factor is, I think Senator Boysko has mentioned, is that localities will come to us and ask for certain development. They will ask for a casino that we have seen in the last casino bills that have gone through Richmond, that has gone through the General Assembly. And we have not seen that for many localities, or the ones that I represent, the cities of Falls Church, the cities of Fairfax, Fairfax County, or the town of Vienna. And with that, I do have the mayor of Vienna who's going to speak a little bit more on that. So with that, here's the mayor of Vienna, Linda Colbert. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Salim. Good morning, everybody. Nice to be here today. So a year ago, we came down, the town council came, and we were against the casino. On the way down, I put a Facebook post up and I said, hey, Vienna, what do you think about a casino? Every single person said no, and I said, give me your thoughts. And of course, they listed many, many, many reasons why they did not want a casino. So thankfully last year we did, of course, as you all know, got it postponed. That's great. Well, what happened next? So the town council, when we listed our legislative priorities, listed no casino as number one. And not no casino just in Tysons, but no casino in Fairfax County. We're not just saying, hey, not near us. We don't think it's good anywhere in our area. So again, driving down today, I got to ride with Supervisor Alcorn, Supervisor Bierman, very fun conversation on the way down. But I also asked our residents again, what do you think? Casino, what are your thoughts? Again, I mean, just immediately outpouring of no and all the reasons. You all probably have, I know, I'm looking at the no casino shirts. You know why. We don't want the casino for the traffic, of course. There's already a lot of traffic in Tysons. But also, you know, Vienna it's a family-friendly town. It does not match with our values. It doesn't match with our vibe at all. You know, it will hurt people, no doubt. It will hurt families. It will hurt people who, I've heard, oh, it's just going to be people who can afford to go. It's going to be high end. You know, I don't want to hear that. How are we going to control that? So it will hurt families. It will hurt individuals. It's addictive. I've talked to some psychologists, therapists. Addiction is, of course, you all know, very serious, and gambling addiction is very hurtful. And so some of them have said to me, you know, we'll just see a rise in that and in mental health. And so we know that mental health is so important, and so for that reason also. So all those reasons, we do not want a casino anywhere near our town. We love Tysons, don't get us wrong. I love being able to go to Tysons. We've got great shops there. We've got great restaurants there. I don't even mind seeing the tall buildings now. You know, it is the economic engine of our area, Virginia. So all that is wonderful. But there are other ways to raise funds, not a casino. I grew up in Vienna. My family moved here in 1968. I don't think we in our wildest dreams ever would have thought that we would be fighting a casino in our area. That was not something that at all was where we moved. And I know many other people feel like that. And as our senator said, a lot of people come back to our area. They you know, save up their money. It's expensive to live, but I did this. And when I could afford here, I wanted my kids to grow up here because they have great schools and a great community. And I fear that that's going to change things. So thanks for listening to me today, and no casino.